All right, hello Geminis. This is your reading for September 2015. So let's see what card will pop up. So I'm going to scoot myself over more this way. I think that will be better. Okay. All right, so I'm working with a little bit of room here since I have someone visiting me. Hello. All right. So I hope everyone's doing well. So let's see what card wants to come out for this month of September for all you Geminis out there. So as you all know, this is a general reading. So let's see what this is. All right. Four of Staves. So this one has to do with a lot of security, and I like to apply numerology in some of the readings when it comes to me. So four represents cycles, right? So with the four representing cycles, I want to say that things take time. So time, whether it's positive or negative result, all things take time. And the Four of Staves in the traditional meaning is she's outside of her castle walls. So walls represent safety, like you build up a barrier. And she's outside celebrating and just feeling good outside of her natural surroundings. And I feel like this card is saying it will take time to rebuild your own personal trust and to get back to some form of normalcy. Okay, so this is allowing yourself to celebrate what is good that is going on in your life right now, celebrate what you have right now, and allow time to bring you to where you want to be. So this is a pretty good general reading, I feel. And it's a good message of allowing time to really move you forward and allow the process. Because a lot of times we want things very quickly, okay? Sometimes we want things to happen right away or at a faster pace. Kind of like what the card I pulled for Taurus was the Chariot, and it's all about travel, journey, arrival, right? So things will happen at the right time, and the Four of Staves is the fire element. So how are you going to use your energy? When I think of fire, I think of the solar plexus, the power chakra. I like to see how things relate to each other and how they tell the same story but in a different way. And when you combine them all, you really have a stronger whole. So with the Four of Staves, it's reminding you of the cycle of time, I feel, and I feel that it's reminding you of allowing yourself to feel free, safe, and to enjoy a larger surrounding. So sometimes we can find ourselves to one idea and one way of thinking. And we have to remind ourselves that we're not just one thing. You know, we're not just one thing. It's like eating the same food over and over again. If you have to, then you have to. But if you have a choice, you probably wouldn't. So when you have a choice to do something, do it. You know, you don't have to be known for just one thing, or just do one thing and say, okay, this is the only thing that brings me joy, and this is the only thing I'm going to do. And if someone wants to put you in a box, then it's your job to really say, no, I'm not going to live in a box. I'm going to do what I want to do, what brings me joy, and be creative and be happy and be joyous with that. So it's a reminder of your own personal power and your own ability to choose to feel happy, safe, wherever you are. Okay, so great message for Gemini for September 2015. So before I get to the chakra cards, there's two solar eclipses happening in September. And the first one is September 12th, okay, in Virgo. So, and an earth sign, Virgo. So all you Virgos out there can take in on that energy and see what it means for you. The full moon solar eclipse is happening on September 27th and is happening in wonderful Aries. Okay, so if you are Aries or you are the opposite sign on the zodiac chart for Aries, then this will affect you. And any kind of solar eclipse is associated with change in circumstances, with endings, new beginnings, and it will impact you even stronger if it's within your sign in your zodiac chart. A little bit depends on where it is in your zodiac chart, especially if it's your sun sign, if it's your rising sign, and if it is your opposite sign. So say if you're a Gemini and Sagittarius is your opposite on your chart. So if the solar eclipse or the full moon is in Gemini or Sagittarius, then it will affect you in that way, which would be endings, beginnings, changes in circumstances, and so on. Okay? And then September 17th, we have Mercury retrograding until October 9th. So when Mercury retrogrades, we have our perceptions are off. Okay? So the way that we perceive ourselves, our actions, how we perceive our communication, misunderstanding, okay, miscommunication. So maybe a slower pace in our life will be great for us. A slower pace. Writing things down. I find power in writing, and it is natural in my zodiac sign to be a writer, to enjoy writing, to enjoy poetry and lyrics and so on. So for all you Geminis, writing things down and having clear communication always is a great practice. But for all you spiritual beings out there, light workers, people of that awakening and focus, then writing things down, especially between September 17th and October 9th, is a very good idea. It's always a good practice, but especially when Mercury retrogrades. And I'm not sure if I said Mercury is retrograding in the sign of Libra. And Libra is all about balance, right? I love Libras. Libras are all about balance. And Libras, when you operate on your higher self, it is very, very powerful. So our higher selves is ourselves in the future, and our wiser self, if you will. So this is a great time to really slow down. And it's kind of like, I always say, it's being, when Mercury retrograde, you have to just be operating on higher self mode. You know, taking things slower, breathing through things, dealing with different personalities. I was reading something, and it's so true. We're made up of relationships, no matter what it is. A relationship with ourselves, which is so important, because it really reflects how we treat ourselves and how we treat others. So a deep relationship with ourselves. So Mercury retrograde is a great time for us to just slow down, move slower. Okay, so I made 21 chakra cards, and I wanted to share them in all the readings now. So let's see what card will pop out for you wonderful Geminis. And the card that was on top that popped out before, it was unconditional love, the heart chakra, but I'm going to keep shuffling. It just was on top and it kind of just like popped out. So in case anyone wants to know, if you notice it popped out, it was the heart chakra, unconditional love, which we can always give ourselves. So Gemini, let's see what card it is for you. Okay. The card, no way, get out. I'm shuffling away, and it ended back up on unconditional love. the heart chakra. It was meant to be. I figured it was on the top, and I was like, okay, it was on the top and it was flipping. That was just a coincidence. But in this realm that we choose to operate in, there's kind of no coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, and the reason could be for a self lesson for yourself, and also a showing of the people around you, how they react to whatever that situation is. So unconditional love, heart chakra. Okay, so heart chakra, Geminis, it's time for you to, if you haven't done a chakra cleansing meditation, do that. Cleanse the chakras, all of them. I feel you should work with the 7 chakras, but I feel that you should work with the 8th chakra as well, 1 through 8. And I feel for everyone, no matter if you're not a Gemini. And this month of September is focus on yourself, unconditional love. So if you've experienced anything, which I have, and I feel that it's time to put most of my energy on myself instead of giving it away and being overly helpful to others. And it's good to be helpful to others, but put that energy to yourself, Gemini. Unconditional love. Fill yourself up with unconditional love. And you know what the funny thing is? I just noticed it's the 4th chakra. And you have the four of staves, which is a fire element. So that's an opposite energy, opposite element for Geminis, because we love fire signs. We're attracted to fire signs. And fire signs are naturally attracted to air signs. And you have the 4 of staves, and 4 represents time and cycles in numerology. So I feel that whatever lessons you've learned in maybe the last coming weeks, the two weeks before September, and within September, whatever experiences you have, this is saying fill yourself with unconditional love. It's time for a huge shift. And if you are stubborn and resistant to doing things for yourself, maybe you feel kind of bad about it. Some Geminis are like that. It all depends on your rising sign and other signs in your chart that make you more aware and value self. So fill yourself with unconditional love, I feel, is the big message for all you Geminis. As I always say, be good to yourself, be good to people around you, but September, it's positive ego, not negative ego. It is inward energy, filling yourself with love. Okay, Geminis? Have a wonderful September. Be good to yourself and be good to the people around you. Thank you, guys. I gotta get your toy so that you can play. Where did all